University of Maryland Global Campus has more than 20 years' experience providing affordable online education to military service members and working adults, offering low tuition, no-cost digital resources replacing most textbooks, scholarships for those who qualify, and more. Learn more at umgc.edu/podcast.
Gearheads know that some projects need so many parts, it feels like you need a whole storage unit just to store them. That's what eBay Motors' 122 million parts are for. Think of it as your virtual parts garage. They've always got the right fitment at the right prices. Use the eBay Motors app or visit ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Hey everyone, this is the Almost World Podcast. Bringing to you mind-blowing interviews with guests from all over the world. So settle down, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh yeah, by the way, if you like the podcast, please support Almost World Podcast on Patreon. Your support is what helps the podcast improve more and more. Welcome to Almost World Podcast. It's your host, Elmo Odor Jr., and it's awesome to have our friend from India here and to have a conversation with Michael James. Michael, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, well, it's night here. Good evening, to everybody. I'm Michael James. I'm from India, southern part of India, and I'm not so religious guy. I'm just I was I can't say not debater also. I'm just like a talkative person, and I have my own business in my country itself, and me and my father just doing it. And I did mechanical engineering. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say about me. And it's my first time somebody interviewing me. It's my first time, so anybody don't get it wrong. And another thing, I can't speak really good English with that. Just
okay. Not a problem, Michael. Actually, folks, I met Michael, and he was actually debating for Christianity on Facebook, and I was very interested in what his views were. So I want to ask you, Michael, do you think Jesus Christ is truly divine? Okay.
Yeah, I think that 100%.
Why do you think that?
The only reason, I think, main reason, because it's said in the Bible. After that, I was believing it, I'm a Christian from the birth. Before that, I was not doing lots of research about that, So I was just believing what my pastor said, Jesus is a God. That's it. So I was just believing in that base, like a blind faith. After 17 years old, I became an atheist for 3 years. And after that, even though I was atheist, I was just going to church because at the time I just lost my faith because I had lots of questions in me, how God created, how God can be Jesus, because I have lots of Muslim friends. They was asking me question also, but I don't want to really go to Islamic thing. Because I feel so scared because of my family. I'm just being honest, even though they say I don't want to go there, so I just choose to be I changed my mind. Okay, I can be atheist. Even though I was atheist, I was going to church with my family because my parents say so. Because I still was a kid at the time, even though I was 18 in India. Even though you were 18, you still kid your family, But nowadays it's just changed. But in my days, I'm now 30 years old. But before that, it was a parent will really treat you like a kid in India. So it's some kind of Indian culture. So I was so scared to say my faith, what I was believing in. I can't really say I'm atheist there. So when I was going, my pastor's preaching, and one day I got a conversation with my father, my pastor. He just opened my eyes with that. After that, even though I was having lots of doubt and like slowly, I came to know like Jesus is really divine, because the only reason like I said like before, I was believing in the Bible. Second reason, I researched myself like recently, like why I say Jesus was divine, because every human was created, even the spirit, but Jesus was existed always with the Father, and he became human
So it's
for
it's
us.
a really great religion, to think about that the Lord God Himself, who created the universe, let His own creation torture Him and humiliate Him and kill Him, right?
It's not like a torture him, like a kill him. We can say he just gave himself as
Yeah, and
sacrifice for
and
humanity.
and the
Like,
torture and the humiliation and all that horrible things that they did to Jesus. Well, that was part of his sacrifice, I think. So I think this is one of the
yeah.
biggest reasons why a lot of Muslims would disagree with Christianity. Like they have a very perfect theology on Allah, and that they could never imagine him become limiting himself and allowing his own creation to maim him or hurt him.
Yeah, I can talk about that. Like, before, even like 3 years ago, like with the religious of viewpoint, they're so clear. I'm not saying they're wrong, and they're so perfect with their religious point. But the mistake is when they impose, or like when they force the like concept of God into my God, the problem comes. But we don't believe like that. We believe Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Okay, and He works in three ways. But in Islamic religions, they Allah just work in one way, like just Allah. That's it. Is they can't say it's a spirit. They can't say nothing. Like if you like, if you ask any Muslim people who is really Allah, they can't say it. They say Allah is just a God. But if Christians, if you ask us who is God, we can say God is a spirit. That's the main point. And second thing is like working in three ways, like a Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. And yeah, here the problem comes when they like forcing the concept of God into a Christianity. The problem comes because if Allah becomes a human, like he just limiting himself, because there is no one above the Allah to sustain the universe or like control the universe. But with the Christianity, even though Jesus become a flesh, and like the Father is just sustaining the universe, sustaining everything. So like it's like a big topic. It's like
Yeah,
Trinity,
it's a really
like
really
actually.
big topic. But I wanted to ask you
Yeah,
about the history of Christianity in India. I would assume that it was brought by missionaries before India was colonized, or is it after?
it was before, even though it was existed before, because one of disciple of Jesus called Thomas came to India like 2000 years ago after Jesus got like crucified. He was preaching in Kochi. After that, he just traveled around, and like he was preaching like lots of. Even though he gone to Goa, like a northern part of India, finally he came to Kochi, and came to like my place, and he died. Like he got stoned actually with the people. Like Christianity was existed even before like British people came into India. But it was like at the time maybe it got destroyed, like completely destroyed. But after British people came, they made it like
So in a way,
renewed.
The Saint Thomas seemed to have planted a seed in India and allowed the British colonizers to thrive on that seed he planted. Is that what you're saying?
No, like I really don't know about that much, but I just have an idea. Like when Thomas was preaching in India, like he could like change a lot of people. But after that, like people maybe because of the like kings or emperor, they got like destroyed. So like Christianity at the time got destroyed, but it was like came back again after British people came to India. I can say like that. I don't know
Okay,
like about that much.
so it seems to me that if the British colonizers didn't come to India, you wouldn't be Christian right now.
I can be, because the world got like so advanced. Like we have internet, we have a phone, so like Christianity could come anyway. At the time, only the people like a straight communication, only face to face. But we have a technology right here, so you can say if British people didn't come at the time in India, so I
Yeah,
cannot
but
be
you,
Christian.
I
I can
think
be
you grew
Christian. I
up
could
in
be
a
Christian.
Christian family, and that you were born
Oh
in
yeah.
a and you were born and raised as a Christian. That's why you have a strong faith in Christianity as well. I think that's a huge element to it.
Oh yeah, I can say that. I can say that. Even like my grandfather is a is a Christian. Even his father is a Christian, and even
Mm-hmm.
his father is Christian, like from the British people. So we just like
Yeah, but
my whole
I don't.
generation is a
So
Christian.
so you don't have a problem with that, right? Like the religion that your colonizers brought to you. Actually, we have a similar experience here in the Philippines. We were conquered by the Spanish for 300 years. Raped, abused, extorted and in a way brainwashed with Catholicism by corrupt priests or friars, and religion was one way they could manipulate the population. I would never I could be and nobody would disagree with me on that.
But yeah, it's depend upon your country. But with my country, it's like a totally different way. We had like a both bad and good thing. Like a good thing, like in India, we have a shadi. Like before, British people came to India. Like for example, like it's not example, it's a real event. Like if husband die, wife also must die. She also die. Like it's in like Hinduism. Like like they will burn the husband after he die, and wife also should get burned. So British people stopped that thing, you know. And other thing like at the time only Brahmins was like so higher, and everyone was like under the Brahmins, like a slaves, like a lower people, like lower caste people under the Brahmins. And British people also changed the thing. Like like they brought like lots of changes in Indian country. And like the most negative thing is it was like they looted a lot of things from us, like a gold, diamonds, and you know. So they just like lots of gold. They just bring it from India
Yeah, I've
to
never actually
England.
talked to a Spaniard before, and I'm looking forward to what their opinion is on colonization. If they would agree that it was horrible, or if they would deny the history. But for example, in Japan, when they conquered or colonized the Philippines in World War II, they denied the horrible and horrid facts of what happened during that war that they did. For example, raping hundreds of thousands of Filipino women as comfort women. They denied that fact. And when it came to a lot of horrid things they did, for example, the Bataan Death March, where millions of Filipinos were made to walk a very very long distance, and a lot of people died during that march. Yeah, and a lot of horrid things that they deny.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know,
Yeah, but I
I
wanted
know.
to ask you,
Like I said.
is there a similar thing in Britain? Like, is there a denial of the facts that they have done?
Like in India, like a hmm, I can say like in the Second World War, like they used lots of Indian people, even they don't like it, to be fight for British people. Like there was like a put like lots of Indian men's in the like yeah, even like in the World War I and World War II, they was taking lots of Indian men and they was making them to fight for British people, even they don't like it. And they was making Indian men to work for them as a slave for lots of years. Like in the olden days, before 100 years, the slavery was existed, even in the Christianity. Like there was like mostly the British people was going around everywhere and making every country as a slave. It was like so normal at the time. Even it was not like mm, we can explain in the Bible as like a completely different topic. I never justify the slavery. I never do that. But people could like quote the Bible and say, see, British people do that just because they got inspired from the Bible. But it got lots of experience, like explanation about that. Maybe it's like a different topic. I can explain a lot
Okay,
like
no
later.
problem. Yeah, but we were talking about Christianity, and it can be defined by its history, but also for what Christianity is, without the history. So when we look at Christianity, I would agree that it is a religion full of love and promotes peace and harmony and brotherhood and love for God and fellow man. And this is where I think that atheists draw the line when it comes to believing in religion. You know, that it is simply that they deny the existence of God.
Yeah, they for example, if like I was debating atheists like for only for a few years, I was not like a professional, so like I have an idea, like whenever I ask the atheist, they say like show me the evidence of God, show me the evidence of God. I was like, my next question, like what makes you, like what kind of evidence you need, like it's the funniest thing I ever hear. They say like show me some pieces, like a piece of God to me, so we can search the like I'm not saying like every atheist asks this, I'm just saying like one of the funniest question I got, like show me piece of God so they can test it in the lab. I was saying like I'm saying God is outside of time, space, and matter. So how he can be like in the matter, like he won't be trapped in the universe because he's outside of it. So I can't really show like a piece of God. If I show the piece of God, or like if I see like a God in the image, he cannot be a God because he's just inside
and
of
I
time,
guess
space, and
that
matter.
that is one of the big reasons why there is a growing atheist community in the world, because they need scientific evidence in order to believe in God. And I think that's the sad truth of religion, that it requires an element of faith. And for a lot of people, that's a huge leap of faith, and some of them are not able to do that.
Even even atheists believe like in the faith. I can say that because they believe like something came from nothing. So if they're saying like okay, universe was existed always, what is universe? Like energy, matter, like like if it was existed like all the time, it was it doesn't have a time, like it was existed all the time. So why Big Bang happened just before 13.8 billion ago, like years ago? They can't answer that. They really can't answer that. I was saying like if it's existed all the time, so the process like could be like Big Bang could be happen like trillions of years ago. Why it happened only 13 point year, like
Okay.
8 years? They can't answer that.
Well, when it comes to science, I think that if scientists are unbiased when it comes to their conclusions, they just follow where the evidence leads them. And I think that if a scientist actually found real good evidence for God, they wouldn't deny it. I think
there is lots of scientists. We can't say like a science, like there is a lots of scientists who believes in the God, and there is lots of scientists who doesn't believe in the God. So we can't judge.
Yeah, exactly.
With
And
the scientists.
what I was saying is that simply following scientific studies doesn't mean that
No one prove,
Mhm.
like no one
Yeah.
prove or disprove the God. No one. You can't prove there is no God, and you
There
can't
is
prove
exactly,
like with previous view there is a God.
a lot of people require scientific evidence in order to believe in anything, because they would hold things very, very accountable and free themselves from any form of faith.
Like I can say so clear, I can show God with the science because God is outside of science. So how could I show the God in the science? It's really hard. Like I can't do that, but I can
Yeah,
make it like a logical argument.
and I
Like
would call that sufficiency of evidence, right? Not. And so when we talk about sufficiency of evidence, it would mean that all forms of epistemological feats would lead us into direction of a God.
and they have to explain me about like the mainly thing, like I really have a doubt if energy was existed all the time. Like it's not existed all the time. We know like it came from like like lots of scientists, even Lawrence was saying that Lawrence, like even he was saying like the universe came from nothing. So it's like you don't see anything come from nothing. So they believe in it. So, but I'm saying God is like eternal. He was not created. So if he created the energy, it should not be energy. It should be like
in defense of those who the people who have who you claim to have views on that, I would think that they don't necessarily believe, but they're simply taking educated guesses based on the evidence they currently have, and so they would not jump into huge leaps as to that.
Not only in the Big Bang or like the universe, there are like lots of holes in the evolution also, like evolutions, and like they don't know how life came to existence, like how life came from like a non-living thing. They have to explain it, and they have like lots of missing fossils, like from the evolution, like they have lots of things, and what, science doesn't stop there. It just grow. Maybe in the future they could find a God, like evidence of God. Maybe it's like not like enough evidence right now. They couldn't find, but in the future they could find evidence. So that's why I'm saying like it's better to be like agnostic, than an atheist, because agnostic people, they say, like give me evidence of God so I can believe. They say like I don't know whether God exists or not. But with atheists, they say like God doesn't exist. That's it.
I would look at the definitions very clearly, because I think a lot of atheists would disagree on you on that definition. But anyways, I wanted to ask you about your own Christianity. Like, how does Christianity affect your daily life and how you view the world?
Okay, with the Christianity, I fear God a lot. Like even if I do the sins in my mind, for example, the like a sinful thought, like even mind, I just repent. Like every humans have the sinful thought. Like even if I have that, I just repent it. And like I just pray every day, and I believe the supernatural thing, and it happens in my life for real. Like, can I say that? Like it's a main basement of Christianity. I can say that. Like few years ago, my aunt got possessed by the demon, but I was not having the idea it was a demon. Like I was thinking maybe she have some mental problems at the time. I know like no one believe it, but it's like 100% true. I don't care like if anyone believes or not, but it's true, like so true. She was so like possessed, but I doesn't know, I doesn't believe like she's like possessed with the demons, because I was not having like so much of faith at the time, like like lukewarm Christian, you can say like that. So when she was possessed in the demon, she doesn't know the language called Hindi, but she speaks Tamil, which I speak right now. It's my own language, and she doesn't know the Tamil. I mean, she knows the Tamil, but she doesn't know the Hindi. But when she was possessed, she was speaking Hindi fluently. Can you believe that? Like, I'm serious. Like, I witnessed it. My grandma witnessed it. She was speaking fluent Hindi, like very fluent. And after the demon gone away from her, and she was like so normal. Like, she doesn't know what she was talking. And I said, like, you will start talking Hindi, and she was just laughing at me. Yeah, it's my like a big impact. Like I'm Christian right now. Like I can say it's a one of big impact.
Okay, so
in my life.
So you believe in Jesus because you witnessed demon possession. Is that right?
Like I witnessed supernatural things, so I assume like therefore God exists, because I witnessed
a lot of scientists will disagree on you in that.
Yeah, I know that. Like if I have like a video recorder or like anything at the time, I would like really record and like publish in the world, and it could shake the world. But I didn't have anything at the time, because it was like really really long ago, like a few years ago, like 12 or 13 years ago.
Let's just put a pin on if your grandmother was really demon possessed.
Okay, no, it's my sister, like aunt.
Yeah. Besides that, how does Christianity dictate your behavior in society, in your family, or being as an individual?
I don't get it.
Affect,
dictate.
let's say, or influence.
being a Christian,
Yeah,
like
how
what's the
does
benefit? Are you
Christianity
asking that?
affect your behavior, how you act?
Like I feel really good with my, like I'm so satisfied with my uh, religious, and it doesn't affect me in the bad way, but it's like giving me lots of hopes. Yeah, like I want to say, I really want to say this thing. Like even when I got like a breakup, my first breakup, I was thinking for suicide. Okay, I was thinking for suicide. I just gone to like in the railway track, and almost like I just kept my head in the track. But at the time, I was just thinking one thing, like, what if I die? Will I go to heaven or to hell? So I just got the thought, like suddenly it's popped up in my mind, like my pastor was preaching, like whoever suicide, they will go to hell. Because the reason why, because after you suicide, it's a murder. Like literally, when you die, you can't ask forgiveness because there is no body for that, like to ask forgiveness to God. So everything is over, like your chapter is over. So just like I can say that like Christianity, my faith just saved my life at the time. So like it encouraged me with that, like to carry on my life. Like even if I get any like a depression or anything, like it makes me better. Even if someone cheat me or someone like leave me at the time, I just don't focus on that. So I can focus a lot upon the God. So I can atheists could say it's an imaginary friend, but it's really, for me it's a really a God, and he just comfort me and just make me feel better, even though he doesn't talk with me. But I feel like there is a one person who
Then
loves me a
other
lot. It's my
than the
God.
bad parts of life, how does your Christianity affect you or impact you?
I don't think like mm, like you're saying, like if someone abused
No,
me
what
for
I
being
mean was
Christian,
that,
something like that.
for example, how you've approached your day, what part of Christianity display in your attitude, and how you find happiness, and how you treat other people.
Like really, I don't
Yeah, because
understand this
a
question. I
lot
don't
of
know how
people
to
would
answer
say
this
that
thing.
Christianity is a way of life. It is how you decide to follow the way of Christ, right? To be more like Jesus Christ. And how does your attempt to be more like Jesus Christ impact you
Okay,
right
like
now?
okay, let me be honest. I'm not like so perfect like Jesus. I like mad at sometimes. The okay, if I work, I just so get mad, and they say like you are Christian, you can't get mad like that. They say they abuse my like what if, like, suddenly they will say like, they put the blame upon my faith, and they say like at the time I just change myself. Like it's at least by the people I'm just making myself like a better. I can say that. Yeah, with the because the Jesus was like that, like he was so calm, like he was not getting mad, and say like even in the Bible it said if someone slap me, like a slap your face, like show your the other cheek.
But would you do that
Like
if someone punched you? Would you turn the other cheek?
I can't do that right now, but I'm just I'm just trying to be like Jesus. Yeah, someday
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
think
you can do
we
that
can make
someday, but
like
you can
that.
also do that right now. You could be like Jesus Christ, and that's not impossible. A lot of Jainists, or are you familiar with Jainists, right? They are very very peaceful people, and by the way Jesus shows himself as someone who lives a peaceful life, I would very much say that Jainists do peace in a very very extreme way. Even Jesus showed anger in his lifetime.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah, angry with the
but
evil
you
people.
you would not find that in any Jainist who practices his own religion. So, how does Christianity affect your life? How does it change you as a person?
Like you're saying, like Jainism, they're like more
No,
better
I'm
than
not saying
Christianity
that.
because they're like
I'm
so.
just saying that if Christianity is truly following Jesus Christ and becoming more like Him, but why can't you do that right now? Why say it's in the future?
Hmm. Yeah, it's really good question. Yeah, it's really good question because I can't do that because I
It's
don't
not
have
that you
maybe
can't do
enough.
that. Look, I'll,
I can do
a
that,
lot
but
of
I'm just
people
trying it.
can be very peaceful, as I said, like the Jainists. But being a Christian, it seems to me that you're simply applying Christianity in small parts of your life, like being angry, or when you're angry, or when you're down, or when you're depressed. That's when Christianity hits your life. But in your normal days, you don't seem to care about it. Rather, it doesn't even affect who you are.
Yeah, I get it. Like maybe I don't know. Like I'm just praying to God every day, like to get the anger out from me. Like sometimes I really like I don't like sometimes I just lose my mind. Um, hope someday like it's called like a salvation. I can say I have a faith. Like someday I can change. Maybe tomorrow, maybe even right now I could change. Like God talk with me like in the heart, like saying like it's not good to be anger. Like just see the Bible, just look me,
I have a
like you know.
suggestion then. What if you become a Jainist for like 3 to 4 years, and then go back to Christianity after? I would definitely say that you would achieve to be more Jesus in a very short time compared to practicing Christianity in your for the rest of your life, because
Yeah, like you can't say it in that way because there's lots of Christians. Even I have a friend. She's so calm, she's so sweet, and she's a Christian. Even though if I go to like a Jainism, maybe I can be still like the same. Like it's just depend upon me. Like it's my mind. Like how I have to
mm-hmm.
change myself.
Yeah,
It's all
and
in my mind.
this is I'm not criticizing Christianity. I'm talking about you here, as a person. Like Christianity is a very beautiful religion. It talks about peace, love, hope, and when you read the New Testament, there are a lot of themes when it comes to changing yourself. And I want to know, like, because Christians always mention a metamorphoses, right? For example, Zacchaeus and Paul, yeah. And I wanted to ask, did you experience a similar change in your life?
Oh, you were saying like a changes in my life, like like uh like I leave the sins, like
Like
any part of
changing
sins
who
like
you
that.
are,
Like
because as you say, when you were saved, you were born again, right? You were forgiven, and you repented from your sins. That's why Jesus Christ said, repent and ask for forgiveness. The door will be open to you, right?
I believe okay, this is my faith. I believe once saved is
Yeah,
always
yeah,
saved.
I definitely
Okay,
agree.
once
But
saved.
what I was asking was, um, what changes did you do, or do you see in your life when you accepted Christianity?
Like I accepted Christianity from my childhood. Okay, like the knowledge I get after maybe 23 about the Christianity because even at the 18th, like 17, I was not like so much. I just roaming around. What makes Christian? I accept Christianity because I was
Yeah, but
talking
what I
with
meant
like
was,
lots of people
what
after that.
changes in your life or in who you are as a person occurred when you were saved by Jesus Christ, when you accepted and truly understood the Christianity as part of your life.
It's
Yeah,
like
okay.
very huge
Look at,
question.
for
I can't
example,
get it. Like
Zacchaeus, right? Zacchaeus was a horrible tax collector, a corrupt person who kept ripping off people. And when he knew about, or realized that, yeah, and talked to
Jesus.
Jesus, and Jesus saw the good inside of him, he repented, right? He changed his life. He changed and asked for forgiveness for everything he had done. And
Yeah, and he
yeah,
gave like a
and I'm
multiple to
not
like the
saying
poor
that
people.
every Christian should experience this kind of change, but maybe because you were already a good person before or after. I'm not saying that, but I'm just asking, have you experienced change in your life when you let Jesus inside your heart?
maybe at my after I got like a breakup, I felt like Jesus was like really close with me, close with me at the time. Okay, did this happen to me?
I don't know.
Like suddenly.
Maybe it
Yeah,
happened gradually. I don't
like
know. You tell me.
like one thing I was like watching a porn a lot before when I was with my Chinese girlfriend. Like she's like and also like she spoiled me. Like it's because we like it's like that. After she break up with me, I was seeking a God like a lot at the time. Like seeking God like like a more. Before I was like something like a lukewarm, but after like a study, I saw in the verses, like I was asking God, why like many people leaving me, why she left me, like show me anything in my life. And I just watching YouTube and something, like I just opened Bible. I was reading the whole like New Testament at the time. So I just see, if you see the woman with the lust, you did adultery with her. So I was thinking, so porn also exactly like that, because in the porn, if you watch it, like you just lusting for that woman and just you doing the adultery in your heart. So I don't want to be like that. So I just completely stopped watching porn at the time. Like I can say,
So
it's one of
when you
also.
met Jesus Christ or let him into your life, you stopped being a lustful person. Okay. What else?
Yeah. That
Okay.
That's all I can say. That's it.
Okay, I have no problem with that. Fine. I wanted to talk to you then about India. It's a really interesting country, and you mentioned the caste system before, where the Brahmins were slave owners, and others like the untouchables were treated very very badly in the past, right? But I assume that there's actually secretly a continuation of the caste system, but more of just in the back of the minds of many people.
Who said it secretly?
But right
was so
now,
daring.
what I mean is currently.
Yeah. Yes, it's so daring, even right now in some places, even right now, like it's happening. But you can say like it's just getting destroyed, but it still exists. Like even the murder is happening just because of that. Even they don't marry with each other. Like for example, Brahmins only marry the Brahmins, so it's still happening, right? And some Brahmins really don't go to like other people homes, and they don't eat there. Like I'm not saying like everyone, but it's still happening. You know what? Like even my mom is Brahmin. My mom is Brahmin, but my dad is like a low caste, like really low. They fall in love with each other, and they run away from the home. And then my mom family was trying to kill my dad for 3 years. Yeah, like he was just disappeared with my mom, and she like my mom, like so she's an amazing woman, you know. She doesn't see anything, like she doesn't care about like a religious. She's not like a religious person. She just go everywhere. She go to like a Muslim party. She go to Hindu temple. She go to church. She says like every god is same. Like I can say like something like that, you know. She like so sweet, and she loved my dad. After I born, like when my grandma, like when my when my dad and my mom carrying me to like a shop, and my grandma like saw me accidentally. After she saw me, she just changed the heart. From the day, like the whole family became together. When they was trying to kill my father, they became like a soft just because of me. I can say that.
It makes me smile when I hear of stories of love like this. Like so your mother was rich, is that right?
Yeah. She was like so like she even like her grandfather had horses and many cows. Like they had like many farms and lands. They were like so rich at that, like in the village. And my father's like nothing. He was like yeah, but they loved so much like each other. I don't know, like like when I was asking my mom like what makes you to love my father, even though like say he is like low caste and like so poor, she just say the kindness of my father, the way he talks, the way he like make my mom smile. At the time they can't like speak with each other, so they just like go somewhere
it's really
to speak,
interesting. Then, how is the government treating the caste system, or are they looking at it as something cultural and would eventually disappear through the generations, or do they
No,
do they
doesn't
reimpose
appear.
it in
It,
policies and laws?
no, it doesn't disappear. It still exists in even the government. Like if you okay, government do like this thing. They give lots of importance to low caste people more than high caste, like for the Brahmins. For example, Brahmins. Okay, if Brahmins have to pay school fees 10,000 rupees, like okay, $100, the low caste can just pay $10. You get it? So like we get lots of benefits being the low caste, I can say, because government gives lots
So
of
I want to
importance to low
ask,
caste people right now.
what happens when someone from a low caste gets really rich due to maybe a business? Do they become part of Brahmins?
No, they won't become a part of Brahmins, but they can be equal to them. Like there is lots of people, even one music director he called like Ilayaraja. Um, he's like a same caste of my father, like a low caste, but he's become so rich, he became so successful. But they even Brahmins like and they are like mingle with each other. So he just became equal to them. We can be like that. But like a Brahmins will be always a Brahmins. They won't marry with each other like with other caste people. Like it's really complicated for them because like I can say it's their faith.
What sort
maybe.
of faith is that? Hinduism?
Yeah, in Hinduism, like Brahmins, they marry only
So in
Brahmins.
a way, I
That's what
actually
I can
think
say.
that your mother had no problem converting to Christianity, because in a way oh,
She's not Christian.
okay.
No, she's not Christian, and she's not Hindu either. She's not any. She's not an atheist also. I don't know like what she's believing. Like if I say what God you believe, she says like I believe in every God, and she's so sweet with everyone. She's kind with everyone. She says love is the God. If you love anyone, it's the God.
Well, if I were a
like,
Christian
she
God or
wants.
Muslim God or whatever God there is, I would definitely accept your mom in heaven, because that is right.
Yeah, she like that's why we don't like say I don't force my faith to her. Like I said that Jesus is the only true God. Like I know my mom lives like so good. She doesn't do like a bad things to any people. She helps like lots of poor people, and she just doing her like a great job. And she loves everyone. She doesn't care like low caste or high caste. She doesn't care any Muslim or Christian or atheist. She's just living her life. So
Yeah,
I
and
don't get like
I would
really
definitely
bothered
love
with
to
that.
talk to your mom in the future, and maybe interview her as well, because she seems to have a very
Yeah,
interesting
like
worldview.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, but
interesting
anyways,
person. Yeah.
it's been an awesome conversation, Michael, and I want to ask you one last question. Um,
Mm-hmm.
being a Christian, and I think that in a way you see that Christianity affects your life when it comes to uh, changing some parts of yourself, I guess. But okay,
Yeah.
um, how do you look at what you can do at the world for the world? What kind of good changes can you do, or no,
With the
not yes,
Christianity,
with
with the
Christianity and
Christianity.
whatever you worldview you hold. How can you change the world to become a better place?
I believe the all the good morals is came from Christianity. I just strongly believe in that. Even like I'm not perfect right now, but just because of believing Jesus, maybe someday like I can be like a really good like a Jesus. Um, I won't force my religious to anyone. I just preach it. If anyone asking the doubt, I just try to clear that. Like sometimes I can do really good. Sometimes I like with the help of God I can do that. That's it.
Okay. I totally agree. And thank you so much, Michael, for this awesome conversation. And we are all out. So that's the end of it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is your host, Elmo Ador Jr. And thank you for listening in. And please subscribe. Please follow us on Facebook. Please follow this. Please. Thanks.
Gearheads know that some projects need so many parts, it feels like you need a whole storage unit just to store them. That's what eBay Motors' 122 million parts are for. Think of it as your virtual parts garage. They've always got the right fitment at the right prices. Use the eBay Motors app or visit ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.